Sean Bentley.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck back with another Cowboys fans only episode. And as you guys can see, man, I'm back. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm feeling a lot better than I was when I went live the other night. I think that was Monday when we went live and we addressed a lot of things. But first and foremost, man, I want to appreciate everyone who rode with me, everybody on Twitter, Facebook that's been sending me so much support about that video, because as you can see, man, I got a lot of hate for it, but a lot of people have my back. They said, Tuck, speak your truth. I spoke my truth, man. I support Dak Prescott, our quarterback, and I also support this Dallas Cowboys team, man. So I want to thank everybody for riding with your boy, man. You'll have my back. We're still standing strong, and we're still here, man. So we're going to get into it, man. Granted, Dak Prescott get better. Tristan Hill get better, man. All the people has been injured get better. but we still have a football season, man. So I said a lot on Monday. I did a lot of talking, so I had to bring in my brother, man. My guy John from SoFLO Cowboys, man, because I need your help today to hold me down, man. What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
What's going on, Jay? Hope everything's good, man. Appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Yeah, man. Everything's going good. Like I said, I'm back. I'm feeling better, man. I'm still hurting about Dak Prescott losing Dak Prescott, but we got a lot of football that's still ahead of us. Hopefully, this Dallas Cowboys team can get things back on track. But I want to ask you, bro, from your perspective. I said a lot on Monday, but how are you feeling about this whole Dak situation, and what's your thoughts right now?
Man, this sucked, man. Right? I mean, like, when was the last time we seen something like this happen to one of our star players? We have to go back to what Michael Irvin, right?
Right.
I mean, like we saw something so tragic on the field, and just for it to happen to somebody like Dak, it sucked, man. To see that pain in his eyes when he was getting carted off the field. I mean, everybody hurt. Even if you're not a Cowboys fan, just sports fans in general were just hurting to see Dak down like that, man. And
Right.
it just hurt. It just hurt, and that's your franchise. That's the face of your franchise and your future. So to see him go down with that type of injury, it was devastating. But we do know one thing. We know that if anybody could come back and overcome that, and who's overcome tragedies in his life, it will
Mhm.
be Dak Prescott. So
Yeah.
I'm confident. I'm confident our guy will be back strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the way it had a ripple effect, that's just not only through the NFL, but the whole sports world, is because we know Dak Prescott has been through so much in his life. I mean, from the loss of his mom to recently losing his brother, like it's just been a lot of unfortunate events for Dak Prescott, and he's always stayed strong. He's always remained a leader, remained humble, and done the right thing and showed up to work. And so I think that's why a lot of people migrated to Dak because, of course, I mean, Cowboys right now, we're not familiar. I mean, we're very familiar with injuries, so we're not unfamiliar with that. But I
Right.
think Dak's injury just really spoke volumes because of the type of person he is, not only just to the Dallas Cowboys, but to the NFL and sports in general. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, just the way Dak handles himself on and off the field, bro. People gravitate to a guy like that. His
right.
story, the way he handles himself, he's a fan favorite. And to see a guy and what he's gone through from becoming a fourth round pick and making his way up, and then this contract situation, and then this happening, it was just devastating, man. It sucked.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, it's just been a lot wearing down on this kid, man. So I hope, like I said on Monday repeatedly, I hope the Dallas Cowboys do the right thing when it comes to Dak. They honor him, they honor his contract, they keep him as a Dallas Cowboy, but we shall see, man. But as far as the season is concerned, let's talk about that, John, man. So when it comes to being optimistic, being a positive Cowboys fan, we also have to be realistic. And so, right
Yes.
now, at this
Right.
moment in time, how are you feeling about the rest of this 2020 football season?
Um, I'm confident. I'm confident with Andy Dalton as a backup. I mean, this guy was what he was being rumored to go to New England in the
Right,
offseason sometime. I mean, he can still play. He's probably the best backup in the league, right? I mean, he
right,
can start on some of these teams. So I'm very confident. I actually think the offense will run a little better. I think Kellen Moore will have to rely on the running game now and not give up as much as early as he was before with Dak throwing the ball. So I think we'll establish the run better, and we'll run off a lot of play action. He's
mhm,
got the weapons around him. The offensive line is so, but I think the thing to this is going to be getting Zeke going, right?
right,
And feed off the play action and use your weapons down the field. Because we know that Andy Dalton's not going to be able to throw 50 sometimes a game, and we're
right,
going to win games. It's not going to happen.
right.
So I believe that the offense will run better. It will be more efficient. Um, if that's the word for it, with Dalton back there, because I believe that Kellen Moore will have to stick to the run now and not just keep dropping back his quarterback. So we will stay efficient, and I think we'll win the East with Andy Dalton.
Right, yeah. And before I dive in, I want to holler at the chat because I see the chat is already lit up, man. So I see Philly Talk Podcast. What's up, bro? Hit me on Twitter. He said he's been tweeting me. Now, here's the thing, Philly Podcast. The other day, man, I went on a blocking spree. So anyone who said something remotely wrong
Oh shoot!
might have got blocked. So I'll double check to make sure you get hit in the crossfire, man, because I wasn't really looking. I was just shooting, man. Whoever got hit, got hit. Shouts out to Du Bois 2138. What's up, bro, man? How you been, man? Shouts out to May Nelson, DC for life. My guy KMT, what's up, bro? Flex in the chat. He said Cowboys are winning this division. Now,
Yes, sir.
when I ask you how are you feeling about this season right now, are you still having the same expectation as you had previously before the Dak Prescott injury?
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, I'm that type of fan, man. I'm confident in our team. Um, I just the offense will be able to do their thing. We know that. I mean,
Right.
how we got to compare how big of a drop off is it from Dak to Andy Dalton, right?
Right.
So how much different is it going to be? Well, we like I said, we're not going to ask Dalton to throw 50 sometimes a game.
Right.
I think it's going to better the running game. It's going to better Zeke. We're going to be more balanced. That's what I believe. That's the word for it. I think the Cowboys will be more balanced with Andy Dalton and control, and I think we'll succeed on offense. Now, CeeDee Lamb was gaining great chemistry with Dak, right?
Right.
I mean, he was moving the chains. They looked good together. How will that go with Andy Dalton now with his new weapons? We know Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, they were very familiar with Dak Prescott. You know, they were on time. They played a couple of seasons together. So we got to see how that works. But I'm confident with Andy Dalton. I'm going to say it again. I think we'll be more balanced going through the rest of the season. And remember, the schedule is not that difficult, right? We
Right.
still got the Giants one more time. We've got the Eagles twice, and we've got the Redskins twice. So I believe Dalton's going to take us into the playoffs.
Yeah, man. See, that's what I need. That's what I need, Cowboys Nation. I need some of that fandom to run off on me because honestly, I am the complete opposite right
Yeah, we
now.
got to stay positive,
I,
brother.
you guys know I'm always Mr. Positive, Mr. Positive. Stay positive. We're in this, but that's because I have my quarterback. And the reason
Yeah,
why I'm
yeah,
concerned, and I want to tell people this, and hear me loud and clearly, I believe in Andy Dalton. I said this summer that if Dak was the holdout and we were to bring in Andy Dalton, he could definitely keep things
right.
afloat and keep things pushing. Now, that's before I knew Tyron Smith was going to be out. That was before I knew Lyle Collins was going to be out. That's
Right.
before I knew Blake Jarwin was going to be out. That's before I knew our defense was going to be horrible, and the one shining star on our defense is now out. And so I feel like coming from Dak Prescott, asking him to overcome such a poor defense, poor special team decisions, poor coaching decisions,
Ugh,
that was a tough ask for Dak Prescott.
it's a lot on
It's
his shoulders.
even a larger ask for Andy Dalton. I mean, if
Yeah,
Andy Dalton having to put up 35 points a game just to be in the game, a lot of NFL quarterbacks, and I'm just saying Andy Dalton, you pretty much take Pat Mahomes and I would say Aaron Rodgers out of that. Even if we had Tom Brady, that's still a tall ask for any NFL quarterback to consistently have to put up 35 to 40 points
right.
just to be in the game.
But Jay, here's what I'm saying. If we might not have to put up that many points if we stay balanced. You know, if we keep the defense off the field as much as we can, establish that run, man. Establish the run, stick with it.
Right,
We have no choice now, right? We
right,
have no choice. And I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Andy Dalton's not Dak Prescott, and
right,
he's not going to score that many points like that. He's not going to
right,
be able to drop back the way Dak was doing it. But if we stay balanced, I'm confident in the guy getting the job done. We stay balanced. We can't ask him to throw 50 times.
right.
We have been in the run. We're not going to win many games with Andy Dalton back there. He's going to get killed. And like you said, though, Lale Collins is out. Tyron is out. We got those rookies in. It's going to be a struggle, but we got to stay positive a little bit. Andy Dalton's played in the league. He's
Right.
played in some games. He's never had weapons like these.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he had AJ Green. What? That was it, maybe. What?
Did
Anybody
he
else was over there?
did he have Ocho Cinco for a little bit? I'm trying to think.
I'm not
Of course I
sure if he
wasn't
had
watching
Ocho. I
Cincinnati
know.
Bengals
I
like
remember
that.
him and AJ Green. Yeah, we didn't really like the Bengals team.
Right. Let's
But
keep honest.
yeah, dude. Like I said, man. I think Dalton can get it done, bro.
Yeah.
We've got to stay balanced,
Yeah.
and it's gonna force Kellen Moore and his play calling to stay balanced and feed 21.
Yeah.
We have to. We
And
have
when,
to.
and when I say I have concerns, it's not really from the offensive standpoint. It's the things that I've been wanting to clean up since week one. I've really seen not that much improvement. And granted, we'll talk about it here in a second, going back to Sunday's game, but the turnovers still remain. The
Mm.
miscommunications on defense still remain.
Oh my god.
Getting outclassed in special teams still remain.
Oh my
A,
god. The
a,
special
a
teams.
kicker who was wide right, but just barely enough to come back in to win a field goal still
That
remains.
looked
So
no good to me, man. That looked no good, and he came
exactly,
back in.
exactly. So all these issues from week one still remains, and I wish I had some type of improvement where I can say, okay, the Dallas Cowboys now are protecting the ball a whole lot better than we were in week 3 or week 4. Nope, the turnovers are still out there. I would say, hey, defense, even though they play a little bit better, they're having better communication out there. You're not seeing blown coverages. Nope,
Right.
that still remains.
Right.
Special teams, they're making a lot of decisions. They're making the smart plays. They're not giving up big plays on special teams. Nope, that still remains. And so that's where my concern comes from. Now, if the Dallas Cowboys can miraculously, and we've seen it happen, and I was telling someone this on Twitter, we saw it last year here in Kansas City with the Chiefs. When Pat Mahomes went down, that defense had to step up because they're like, damn, man, we might not be able to score 30 and 40 points a game without Pat
Right.
here. So when they
Right.
had Moore at quarterback, that's when the defense really started to find their momentum. So hopefully, if our defense can start to find some type of momentum, we have some
Yeah.
guys starting to get healthy again, and we can hold teams. Just hold them at 21. Actually, you know what?
Right.
Hold them at 24 points, and I'm okay. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about the season. But if every game, if one of the worst ranked offenses in the NFL thus far is able to come and put 35 and realistically 40 on you easily, that's where my concern starts to really lie with this team.
I'm glad you brought up that point. That was bad. The Giants were averaging 11 points per game.
Right.
And they came in there and dropped that many points on us. That was concerning. But we did improve a little bit on the we had a pass rush finally.
Right. We had a pass rush.
D-Law showed up. We had a fumble return for a touchdown.
Right.
So we're improving drastically. And I know that having Nolan on the field was better for us.
Right.
Right. Even D-Law came in and said that having the defense coordinator on the field physically, showing them what was wrong, what they're doing wrong was better. They were able to not blow as many coverages that we've seen prior to this game, right? And we were more content. Our linebackers played well. Look at Jalen. Jalen finally showed up, you know?
Right.
So it's still early on in the season, new staff. I'm still holding, confidence that they're going to get it together. It's still early. We got a lot of games left, but I do feel you. There's so many things going wrong. Special teams is just getting on my nerves.
Right.
Like I thought that would be something that we improved in by hiring Fossil.
Right.
And it looks the same or even as worse as it was last year.
Exactly.
That's concerning, man. That fake field goal, we got away with that,
right.
Man.
That was an old sneak play, man. My high school coach used to run that, man. He's like, come here, Tucker off the field. No, go back.
And nobody watched him. Worley didn't even know he was on the field. I was like, what?
Not even looking, man. Like that's one of the oldest plays in the book, and he was wide open.
We got lucky on that Karen Fleming was moving, our former offensive lineman, and then. The other thing on special teams was that 3 points, man. That made me want to pull out my hair. When we had too many men on the field, and we were able to kick that field goal.
Yep.
So things like that going forward, we're lucky it was the Giants. Because if it wasn't, we probably lost that game.
We really lost that game. And like I was saying,
I completely feel you, man, on this new coaching staff. But I feel personally it's still early. 5 games in, I'm optimistic that we'll get it together, man.
Right. And that's the thing I just hope for, man. I hope for cleanup. I hope to limit these mistakes. Hopefully, this team will rally together for number 4. I just saw the video they posted all, get well for. Hopefully, this team just rallies up, comes together, and really just limit these mistakes. And we really just need a game where we can sit back and say, okay, that's it.
Yep.
And hopefully, it'll be Monday. Like I said, after what I saw the past Sunday and then going back to the Cleveland game, I really have nothing to stand on as far as our momentum, man. So,
look, I'm not saying Andy Dalton's going to come in here and take us to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I'm not saying he's going to take us to the NFC Championship game. I'm just saying he's not better than Dak. We know that.
Right.
All I'm saying is he can get the job done if we stay balanced and we protect that defense on the sideline. They come in, make a few plays. Special team cleans up. It's a long way to go. Our division is bad, and Dalton's got the weapons. Healthy guys out there. Still got the 21 in the backfield. So that's where I'm standing at with this. But it sucks not having 4 out there, man. That leadership. You saw what happened when he got hurt and everybody came out and, 4 brings it, man. 4 brings it every week. And it's going to be different without him leading this team out on Sundays, but we got to stay positive. We definitely got to stay positive.
Exactly. And I'll say this. It's like when it comes to this season and especially the offense, and I said this on Twitter on Sunday, when you run the ball, it's going to clean up a lot of mistakes that the Dallas Cowboys are having. So if Zeke gets going and also Pollard gets going, what that's going to do is should give the defense time to kind of get refreshed, get their momentum, because we know Xavier Woods can't go 100%, for a full game. So that way he can get his rest. Also, what that should do is should protect the ball a lot more, not putting you in situations where you're risking getting the strip fumbles or also throwing interceptions. And then thirdly, it also establishes an attitude amongst your O-line. So that will allow, Brandon Knight, and it looks like Terrence Steele, he's going to be the right tackle. He won the job, I guess, some magical way. That will allow him to start getting into a rhythm and to create that momentum where we can wear teams down. So we really got to go back to the old Jason Garrett, boring style of football. It's not going to be as exciting, but what that will
Nope.
also do,
Nope.
fourth, and most importantly, it will open up the pass game for CeeDee Lamb,
Yes.
Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper, and also
And
Cedric
keep
Wilson
that
as well.
defense off the field.
Right. Keep the defense off
Time
the
of
field.
possession. Time of possession is what we got to go back to. We got to go back to keeping that ball in our hands, protect that defense. There's no way that if we lose time of possession in a ball game, for most part, we're gonna lose the game.
Exactly.
Because this defense is not what we thought it was.
Exactly.
That secondary, Worley, these guys are not who we thought they were, man.
Exactly.
One of those safeties. I didn't see anything on Donovan Wilson last game. I didn't really watch him. It was pretty quiet. I mean,
he started.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
He started, and then they put Thompson right back in. So it was just like they did
rotation.
I didn't even notice
that, man.
And then he also put in, because we were all tweeting who the hell is number 40. They put in Stephen Parker back there.
Yeah.
And so they were just they were just like,
I saw that.
They were just like throwing people back there, man. But on the far, like you mentioned this earlier, John, the pass rush did look a lot better. Everson Griffin had a sack. Man. DeMarcus Lawrence had a sack. Bradley Anae alert. He got in.
He was coming in, yeah.
Yeah, and shouts out to my guy, Vach Lombardi. I watched his film breakdown, and it showed it perfectly what Bradley Anae, a rookie, was able to do. What he did, it was a play action. He first screened it because he was playing for the bootleg, and then once he saw Daniel Jones drop back, then he rushed the passer. Yes. A rookie.
A rookie can figure it out. Upside, man. He can play.
But that was his one and only play. So hopefully that's some upside for the pass rush. And then we get Randy Gregory back next week. So like I said, as we slowly start to get through this season, if we can just keep things afloat, possibly the defense can turn things around. Like I said, if they can keep teams around the 20-24 threshold, then Andy Dalton can definitely do the job. I'm a firm believer in Andy Dalton.
He's got the weapons, Jay. He's got the weapons,
Yeah, because to tell you guys, it was Cooper Rush, man. Y'all probably wouldn't be seeing me much, man.
And you know what's funny, bro? You know what's funny, Jay? You know what's funny? We finally got a backup quarterback after all these years.
We never did it. We never had.
They undervalued that. They undervalued that so long.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, finally we had a backup quarterback. Well, we had guys like Stephen McGee and players like that, for so long. Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
But yeah, because to be honest with you, man, if we didn't have a guy that had that type of veteran play and experience, I would not have been confident as I am right now. I'd be worried. I'd be really worried.
Exactly. The Boys 2138 says stay out of predictable football like running on first down all the time. Let Andy play. I truly think he'll be okay. Yeah, you can't baby him because he's a veteran, so he knows what he's doing. So you're gonna have to open things up. The only thing I worry about with Andy Dalton is the protection aspect of it, especially with Terrence Steele still out there. Because once he's not gonna be able to buy time like Dak is accustomed to. Now he can move a little bit, but it's not that drastic where he can really have that impact. So we're going to have to be able to keep him clean. So hopefully they're not going to be giving Terrence Steele a lot of one-on-one protection because Andy Dalton, we saw the very first play got in there, he got crushed right up the middle. Yep. So definitely have to be considerate of that. Teams are really going to be keen on Zeke early and have favorable looks. Yeah, and here's what I say. For Ezekiel Elliott, if we're able to ride Zeke all the way into the playoffs, we're talking possible MVP type season for Ezekiel. It's going to have to be that way.
That's what we pay him for, right, Jay?
Right. I mean, that's what we've been waiting for. That's
these guys, you don't pay running backs anymore, but you're paying them, they're going to have to run that ball, man.
Right. And Tony Pollard as well. So I expect to see a lot more Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. But yeah, if we're able to ride this momentum and Zeke's able to go full Adrian Peterson mode and get this horrible team into the playoffs and actually make some noise, which I think we can. I think we still can win the division.
It's because of the division, Jay. If this division was tough or just a decent, we'd be concerned, right? Because this defense is not, this defense, and then number 4 is gone. But the way this division is, man, if you really watch them, the Giants and Redskins are no good, man.
And here's the thing:
if we lose to one of those guys, they got Alex Smith playing right now.
Right. And here's the thing with that. We've seen it happen in Philadelphia. I mean, it really comes down to your momentum once you get into playoffs. So who knows? So granted, we can get there. I know a lot of people, including myself, it's like, what's the point of getting into playoffs, playing Green Bay, getting rocked, and then having the 18th and 19th overall pick? Like, is it really going to be worth it? But you never know. I mean, because as we always said, especially in this offseason, the healthiest team wins. We don't know what's going to amount by the time we get to December and January. Who's going to be healthy, who's going to have their quarterback. We saw what happened to us. It's happening all over the league. You look at San Francisco and other teams. So if we get to the dance, who knows? Maybe Andy Dalton can make some momentum and ride us through, especially with Ezekiel Elliott and those guys. So, But like I said, the defense is clearly going to have to show up and play a whole lot better.
Jay, let me ask you this question real quick.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how do you think the Joneses will feel if Andy Dalton is able to take the Cowboys deep in the playoffs? What do you think would happen? How do you think would they change their way they view at Dak?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one checkmate for Dak Prescott right now. Is if Andy Dalton comes in and he looks superb, and let's say he puts up a great season, they're going to think that we can plug this guy in for a whole lot cheaper. Because like I said on Monday, they brought Andy Dalton. Don't get it twisted, y'all. They brought him in for a reason. It wasn't just for a backup position.
Yes.
It was either for an insurance policy that Dak was going to hold out, or Dak was going to decline under Mike McCarthy, or Dak was going to get injured.
I believe it was a holdout, man.
Because I think that's what they were preparing for. Was a holdout. Because here's the thing: if you check Andy Dalton's contract, he has a $1.3 million incentive to make the playoffs for a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and he's got to play 50% of snaps or something like that, right?
Right. Yeah. So as a backup quarterback, why would you even sign that? You're saying, hey, no, I got Dak Prescott. He's the quarterback. At the time, he's extremely durable. That's just like, you might as well just not even put that in my contract because there's no way.
And when was the last time the Cowboys went and got a quarterback like that to play backup?
Right,
for
play backup. It was leverage to use against Dak Prescott, saying, hey, if you hold out, well, then we can move on with Andy Dalton without you. And we have a brand new coach, so maybe Mike McCarthy would prefer Andy Dalton over you.
Exactly.
So I don't know. That was their piece that they played, and here we are. But like I said, I trust Andy Dalton. It's just a tall order for him to get past. Andy has never had a Zeke, which I think he'll play well off of. Yeah, I think he'll do that. Mike Nolan's going to come down the box and start calling more plays, which he did on Sunday.
He needs to stay his butt on the sideline, man.
Yeah, stay down there. Because one thing I did notice with Mike Nolan, and you mentioned this with DeMarcus Lawrence as well, there was a lot of camaraderie with the defense.
Right.
Even though we're still getting cooked, even though Jason Garrett was able to do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, there was at least some camaraderie.
That man brought out plays we didn't see what.
Jason Garrett had a flea flicker.
He ran the book on us,
They ran a tackle eligible play. He was calling screen plays. There was motions and reverses. I said, okay, that's what we're doing right now. I see you. He brought it all out. Now watch this week. You're not going to see any of that. But Jason Garrett brought out all stops against Dallas, and it worked because even Romo alluded to this when he was commentating. The Cowboys struggle with misdirection on defense because not everyone's playing the proper assignment. They start picking the backfield. You saw with Aldon Smith when the tackle caught the touchdown, or was that a 2-point conversion, I believe. Aldon Smith had his man, and then he started peeking on the run. What's going on over there? What's going on over there? And just walked away from his man. No, you have to do your assignment. Assignment football defense. Just do your job and trust that your teammate's going to do their job as well.
And that's what probably with Mike Nolan's defense is they're aggressive, man. And over pursuing and being that aggressive will hurt you sometimes, man. It will hurt you.
Right. You're right. Let's see. Do we trust Ben DiNucci as the backup? No, we brought in a guy from Cleveland as the backup for Andy Dalton. So
we couldn't. I can't trust him to come into an NFL game and just throw him in there, man. No,
not Ben DiNucci, man. I mean,
he came from a small school too, so it's like
too much.
How many big games has he played in? How many big games has he played in? Yeah,
right, yeah. So no, Andy Dalton's going to be playing for a contract. Yeah, he's going to be playing a contract. He has something to prove. So he's just this is his time to get some film out there.
Who brought that up, man? Who brought that up?
The boys 2138.
That's actually a great statement you just made because yes, Andy Dalton will be playing for another contract because you know he wants to get paid. He wants to start somewhere.
Right.
He's got the talent to. I mean,
Exactly. So this is his show and tell, man. So, but as you mentioned, bro, I think that if something was to go and if Andy Dalton's able to carry this Dallas Cowboys team, let's say for instance, it's really Andy Dalton, it's not Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to get some considerations for MVP as well. I mean, you're going to have to take a look at the whole story. Like if he's,
go ahead. I'm glad you brought that MVP up thing today because I saw somebody posted a bet. I think it was like a $500 bet for Andy Dalton to win MVP, and they paid out like $500,000 or something like that.
Hold on.
Something like that. I think it was $500,000 or.
Let me go with the Red Rifle, man, for a little bit. But yeah, think about it, man. If Andy Dalton from week 6 is able to lead the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not just feeding Zeke and just being a game manager, but he's actually out there putting up 300 to 400 yards. He's gonna have a legendary story.
Jay, look at the schedule, bro. Look if you look at the schedule, I mean, there's winnable games on there, man. There's winnable games
I'm,
on
I'm,
there.
I'm trying to have some high. I'm
There's
trying to be
there's
optimistic,
some
man.
games out
The
there. There's
only
some games
games
out
I
there.
saw on the schedule now that looked winnable was Washington, and New York.
All right, let's do this. Let's not get ahead. Let's just go for the next 2 weeks, right? Let's say we
Next
go for
two,
the next 2 weeks, right? We beat Arizona on Monday night, right? That's game changing right there.
right,
I'll be very positive if we take care of that game because we've got the red. We're at Washington the next week,
right,
right?
right.
So Monday night's game is gonna dictate a lot of what's gonna happen with the rest of the season. We
Yeah,
will definitely know what our future will look like after Monday night's game, right?
yeah, yeah.
A loss there will definitely set you back. If Andy Dalton plays bad, you know what I'm saying, the defense still looks bad, then it's time to panic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's time to say, listen, are we playing for a top 10 pick for next year? What are we
Right.
gonna do? But
Well,
Monday night's game is
and
gonna dictate a lot.
and that's my thing. I feel like the whole world will be watching on Monday night. It's Dallas
Yes.
Cowboys football. It's prime time now. Shouts out to my guy Skywalker Steele. He posted a stat the other day about Andy Dalton doesn't do too well in prime time games. Well, here's
Yeah,
the
I saw
thing,
that
Andy
too.
Dalton. You're no longer in Cincinnati, bro. You're in
You got
Dallas,
a
and
lot
so
of
pretty
games
much,
going on. You got Thanksgiving Day coming up too.
so pretty much, man, every game you're gonna have is gonna be prime time, man. So you better figure it out. But yeah, let's go into Monday night's game, man. So Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake, like they have some weapons out there. How are you feeling about Monday night's matchup?
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I bet on Arizona this weekend. So I was watching that game religiously when they played the Jets,
Uh huh.
and I saw when Chandler Jones went out,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, he might be out next week. You
Right.
never wish injury on anybody, but hey, he's out. But he's out for the season. That's their top pass rusher.
Right.
Kyler Murray had problems throwing the ball down the field when he's pressured. He's a smaller quarterback. You get guys in his face. He has a problem. He loves to roll out. So we're definitely going to have to contain him. They got Patrick Peterson, but their corners, other than him, I think we can have success throwing the ball, man. I mean,
Yeah.
they,
You
their
got
defensive
Isaiah
line is
Simmons out there.
okay.
That
Yeah.
Madden monster.
Oh yeah, that's her card right there. No, but they don't scare me. Honestly, they don't scare me. Hopkins is where is where we're gonna have to worry though. That's
Yeah.
gonna be the problem because our secondary is weak, and we know what D Hop is. He's probably arguably the best receiver in the game, right? I mean, he can
Right.
destroy you. So whoever's got that assignment, I don't know who they're gonna put on him, but we're definitely have to put a safety over the top to help out on that side. They still do have Larry Fitzgerald
Right.
who moves the chains, but if we can contain Kyler Murray, force him to throw from that pocket, he had trouble against that Jets defense. He towards the end of the game he started getting in rhythm, but early on he was struggling.
Right.
So, and we also do have to worry about Drake, the running backs. So it's going to be a difficult game if we let it get out of hand with Kyler Murray running out of the pocket. But we contain him, force him to throw the ball. Like I said, play balance on offense, keep our defense off the field, run 21.
Right.
We'll be okay. And like I said, them losing Chandler Jones is huge. That's their top defensive player. So
Yeah.
we'll see, man.
The one thing that really concerns me, if we go back to, pretty much since week 2, all the premier wide receivers had a big game. Even though Julio did have a drop, Julio had a wide open touchdown, but then we got killed by, Ridley on against Atlanta, Seattle, DK Metcalf, Browns, Odell Beckham Jr. Now we have Hopkins coming to town. So that's what's really scaring me about this
and
game.
Hop's better than all of them. Hop's better than all of them.
Yeah, and he's really the cream of the crop.
That guy's hands,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
That is who the guy that we think is our number one receiver wants to optimally be.
Who do you think we throw on him? What do you think?
It's gonna have to be either Brown or Diggs, man. It's like
Diggs.
yeah, and it's like,
man, that's my boy. But geez, it's gonna be a rough one, man.
Right. Because Diggs is gonna draw a tough matchup, man, out the gate, and so I think it's gonna be Diggs, and then whoever, possibly me, they put back there at safety because they've been rotating everybody back there.
They're gonna top, man.
Stay over top. I don't care what's going on. You stay over top. You do not peek, especially on the DeAndre Hopkins side, man, because it can get ugly quick. And like I said, communication.
And Hop's one of those guys, when he's covered, he's not covered.
He's not covered. And that's the thing is like, first of all, the Dallas Cowboys defense, we have to work on just covering the guy. Like, do the basics, just covering the guy first. But then when you're covered, you got to worry about this guy who's just an absolute savage and he doesn't care if he's double or triple coverage. He's just a better player than all of you out there. So that's something to be worried about.
That's where it's worrisome. Yeah.
Because what also happens, and we saw this in kind of the Seattle game, Kyler Murray's able to make things extend plays with his feet, his legs. He can break for big runs. Now, selfishly for fantasy football, it's okay. But Kyler Murray, once you start to peak a little bit and you lose your assignments, and as soon as you turn your head, that's when you're getting beat deep by one of these wide receivers, man.
Right.
So,
Jay, I'm looking at it right now too. Like when Hopkins' stats for this season out of the 5 games that they've played, in 3 of those games, man, he's gone out for 151, 137, and a 131.
Yeah, so if you're going against DeAndre Hopkins this week in fantasy football, man, you might not even set your lineup, man. Just say it's a wrap, man. It's like,
and 151 was against San Francisco's defense opening day.
Right, and that's a healthy San Francisco. So
right, yeah. And Murray ended up against the Jets last game. He ended up throwing for 388, but that was towards the end of the game when it was kind of getting out of reach. But they held him in the pocket for most of the game. But we're gonna have to, man. You know that guy, when he gets out, he's dangerous.
Yeah, and like I said, man, my dad actually, he coached Kyler Murray until he played in high school. And so my dad's like, oh, man, I bet you he's going to go for over 350 against the Cowboys, or we're going to dinner. I'm like, just say you want to go to dinner, bro. Like, why am I it's a stupid bet. Like, just say you want to go to dinner and I'll take you to dinner.
Don't take the bet, man.
Right, yeah. I was like, okay, like, yeah, he absolutely is. Kyler Murray's going to have a homecoming. He's going to have family there, so he's going to be ready to play. Monday Night Football, bright lights, and
huge game, man.
It kind of reminds me of what was that movie? Jerry Maguire, like better not mess up for Monday Night Football. I think we played the Cardinals. Wasn't the Cardinals?
That was the Cardinals we played.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man. So I think it's gonna be a good game, man. But hopefully the defense, man, can just find some type of momentum, contain Kyler Murray, get this run game. Because I feel like if this is the game where the defense shows up, then that can have a ripple effect throughout the season. Let's say, for instance, we come out, we shut DeAndre Hopkins down. He only has about 75 yards, no TDs. We contain Kyler Murray and shut down the run. Then we can say, okay, actually this Mike Nolan defense can actually work. Maybe we need to trust the process a lot more, and we can start to build some confidence. Now, granted, last week I thought was going to be the confidence builder game, but it's like it wasn't really much to build confidence off because you guys still really got cooked. I mean, Jalen Smith got rolling a little bit, but it was against the worst defense. So
best game he's played all season.
Right.
And even dating back to last year, a couple of games towards the end of the season, he didn't look good.
Right.
But he was all over the field. If we can just get that type of play from Jalen,
right,
we'll be okay until LVE and Sean Lee and everybody comes back. But
right.
Jalen's very important to this defense, man. I mean, he is. We can't stress it enough. When Jalen plays good, he's a top linebacker in the NFL out there, man. But when he looks bad, man.
Right.
He looks bad.
Shouts out to my brother in the chat, man. He's laughing. Yeah, man. Why? I know Dad didn't make you that stupid bet, man. So it's like, why he just wants me to take him out for dinner, man. Let's see going into that last week, Murray was right behind Zeke in rushing. Yeah, that's scary.
Yes, keep him contained, man. That guy. Keep him contained.
This offensive line going to put a lot of pressure on Dalton. Yeah, man, I agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not worried about Andy Dalton from a playmaking ability or from a skill set. It's just, can we keep him protected? Now, Brandon Knight has been playing solid at left tackle, knock on wood.
Yes.
But like I said, Terrence Steele, he's still getting laid. It's just Dak Prescott was able to kind of maneuver out of that. So hopefully they have a solution for that, because we know Andy Dalton's not going to be the scrambling type quarterback.
And give some love to our center, man, from Wisconsin. That dude's playing good, man, for a rookie. 6 games in. I mean, he looks like a steal.
We all knew Tyler Biadasz was going to be a great center. Like, we just knew it. For some reason, he just wasn't.
Guys out, man.
He just wasn't getting the opportunity, and that's why I've been screaming for guys like Bradley and Nye. And also, I mean, I guess I might give up, but Reggie Robinson. Toss these kids out in their fire.
Might as well throw Reggie in there, man. He can't do any worse.
He cannot do any worse. If you put Reggie Robinson back there at safety and he gets beat deep, you say, okay, he's just like the other guys.
Yeah, exactly. Thompson got beat how many times this year till they pulled him? And give the kid a chance.
Right. I personally would rather accept it from a rookie, and we can actually evaluate this kid and see what he really got, versus a guy who's been there for many years and he's still getting cooked back there and can't take his damn assignments. So
sometimes the Cowboys front office just get you so infuriated with them, man, because they're so confident and so cocky. And in reality, like what did they see in Thompson? What did you guys think that he's a starting safety? Like, us fans could have told you that he's a special teams player.
I definitely don't know. And
we were telling them from week 1. All the fans are saying Thompson's our starting safety.
Right.
He goes in and gets toasted in the first 4 or 5 games or whatever we played, and just getting bombed, and we're like, We could have told you that.
Right, because honestly, I would have been more comfortable with having HaHa Clinton Dix at safety than bringing in
Exactly,
Thompson.
man.
Like
That's what I'm.
we
Yeah, go
definitely
ahead.
told you guys that, and so I don't know. They don't see it for some reason. They got a different film than we got, and they see something different with Terrence Steele. And we all looked at Connor McGovern, thought he was going to be a stud, and for some
Yes.
reason, something goes on in practice.
And that's the guy I want to see. I want to see McGovern play.
Yeah,
You know,
we
I watched
all
him at
do.
Penn State. I watched him at Penn State. He played center and guard, man. I want to see him play. Just throw him in there. And like you said, Reggie Robinson, he can't do no worse, man. Can he?
He can't do any worse. So my brother just asked the magical question, man. He says, should Dallas just tank?
America's team can't tank, man. Dallas Cowboys can't tank. We got too much of a big fan base. There's too many haters out there that want to see us lose, man. It's not in our DNA to tank. The Cowboys can't, and the roster is just way too talented to tank. We can't.
Right.
We still have a shot. The offense is still high powered. The defense is so when they want to be, but yeah, we just cannot tank like that. We still have good players on this team, and it would be an embarrassment just to give up right now. And it's so early on in the season. But yeah, we can't tank. We can't.
And like
tank.
I said, I wouldn't necessarily use the word tank. And shouts out to the Star Boys podcast. They had me on last night. Great show. Definitely check it out. I'll post in the link for you guys to listen to. But I don't think tanking is the right word. I think if things start to hit the fan, we start to evaluate a lot more.
A couple more games.
Right,
yes.
right.
Like I said, it's too early right now.
Right. So if we come out, let's say we lose on Monday night, and then we turn around in Washington and struggle and lose to Alex Smith.
Then you say, okay. All right, man. Then you say, okay, yes.
Right. So that's when you really start to say, okay, what do we have to do to get ready for next year? But I think if the Cowboys were to tank this season, it sends a bad message coming in for what Mike McCarthy was believing in, coming in everything we're going to do about winning. So you don't want to get that loser mindset instilled not only in the veteran players, but also the new players. You can't do that. So I want guys to go out there, give 100% effort, and if we lose, that's perfectly fine. We're just not talented to keep up with these teams. I can accept that. But if I see half-hearted effort, people slacking just because they want the season to be over with, that's just not my style. Yeah, and I think Mike McCarthy and knowing this coaching staff, they'll probably get rid of those guys if they see any of that.
Yeah, and NFL needs the Cowboys, man. They need us. They tanking the viewing. The people are not going to enjoy the games when the Cowboys tanking. People watch us. And we've got to perform, man. We've got a brand to live up to,
right?
And a standard to. And this tanking is not in our DNA, man. I mean, if it was the 1990s and Aikman was by himself and he was getting killed by an offensive line and nobody's out there, but we just got too much talent right now to tank.
Because here's the thing, and
like you said just now, sorry, Jake, but you said like CeeDee Lamb, like the young kids. Right. You know, you put that star on your helmet, there's a different vibe to it.
Right.
This is a tradition you want to win. I know we haven't had a winning tradition in a while, but granted, we do have history and historical significance, and you do want to see young kids like that represent the star in the right way and go out there and give it all, because this is what happens when you have franchises like the Browns and Bengals that are known for tanking and losing. Mm-hmm. You get a young kid in there, and it's like, okay, I'm playing for this team, whatever.
Right, they develop a loser mindset.
You know, like Manziel, like for example, Manziel went to the Browns. Maybe his career was different if he came to Dallas. He came to a winning organization. So you don't want to put that mindset in these young kids' minds. Like you just said, that tanking is okay with this franchise. We're here to win no matter what.
Right. Like I said, and I think Mike McCarthy really wants to see effort. And like I said, it'll give him an opportunity to really evaluate and see who's really committed to winning and who's going to fold. And I think, this next off season, you'll see a lot of Jason Garrett guys start to get swept out.
Off.
Yeah, I think they're going to start to get swept out, and Mike McCarthy's going to start bringing in his own guys. But here's what I keep telling people on Twitter. If we tank, there's no college player out there that I can think of offhand that fixes a lot of the problems that we have. And I'll say this on my show, guys. It's my show. If you want to take it as a hot take or whatnot, I do not believe Trevor Lawrence is the next great quarterback in the NFL.
You brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
I just don't. I'm an ACC guy. I'm a Florida State guy. I watch Clemson often. I don't think he's the next Pat Mahomes. I don't see that. And so tanking for a Trevor Lawrence, I just don't. The only thing that he would bring to this team, he'll be a lot cheaper. That's it. And so I just don't.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of tanking, man. I think we just go out, we put our pads on, we roll up our sleeves, and let the chips fall where they fall. And like I said, granted, I don't believe our schedule looks a lot easier as a lot of people are saying, but I just think that's because I'm basing it off of what I've seen thus far. If we were going back through the schedule this summer, I'm like, the Browns, that's a wrap. Falcons, that's easy. But based off what I've seen, I haven't seen much to really give me that confidence that we can compete with these NFL teams, especially now since number 4 is gone. So we'll
Yeah,
definitely see,
man,
man.
that's
So like I
yeah,
said,
tanking
guys,
for tanking, and then there's fans that want Trevor. Listen, when you tank, just because you're drafting a guy number 1 doesn't mean he's going to be the next Super Bowl winner.
right.
It doesn't work like that. You still have to come in and prove yourself. I'm the type of guy that would rather keep Dak because he's proven himself than to give up on him and bring a kid in that's unproven. You know, we've seen it not work out before with Ryan Leaf and guys like that come in. We've seen it plenty of times not work out. So
Right.
we've got a good quarterback in Dak, and hopefully everything gets, situated and he's back with the Dallas Cowboys long term.
Yeah. So Rigo, he says that the offense won't lose a step with Dalton and our wide receivers are still there. I hope that's the case. But here's what a lot of guys are not looking at, man. Andy Dalton, he came in, he got sacked. Andy Dalton almost threw a pick against the Giants as well, and then he had the fumble as well. But granted, it was a missnap, but
right.
Those are the type of things. It's going to take Andy Dalton a while to kind of get acclimated to his offense. Granted, he's a veteran, but you really have to be in sync. Dak Prescott built a football field in his own backyard and was working with CeeDee Lamb all season. You really can't recreate that chemistry within 4 days of real practice. And so it's going to take Andy Dalton a while to really get in sync. Who's going to be my guy? Where does CD like the ball? Where does Amari Cooper like the ball? When I throw these deep balls to Michael Gallup, where does he like to high point the ball at? Like, it takes some time to kind of get things under him. That's why I'm saying, let's not start out on Monday night slinging the ball all over the place. Let's get this guy back here rolling first, and then Andy Dalton and his wide receivers can start to build up their chemistry. But it's not just going to be an instant thing with Andy Dalton and his wide receivers.
Now, we're going to call it first here, Jay, and we're going to say this, and we both are going to agree on this. We know that we can agree on this, that if this running game does not exist for us, you can shut down the season.
Oh, yeah.
Like we said, Andy Dalton is not Dak Prescott. He doesn't have that arm talent that Dak has right now, currently at his age versus Dak.
Right.
He doesn't have that 500 yards something games in him.
Right.
50 times a game. He doesn't have that right now. If this offensive line and running game does not get going,
right,
it can get ugly.
Yeah,
it can get ugly. But then I'm gonna go back again what I said. We've got to stay balanced.
Right.
Run that ball. Run off play action. We've got the weapons.
Right.
But it can get ugly, man.
And we saw it. We saw it in the Giants game. There was a lot of balance. Zeke was getting the ball. They're feeding the ball.
Yes.
Tony Pollard, thank God for my fantasy squad. Tony Pollard was getting the ball. So, hopefully that will transcend into Monday's night game. That's going to have to be the game plan. There's no way around it. You cannot ask Andy Dalton to throw for 50 times and for 500 yards to keep us in the game.
No way. We've got to feed 21, Jay. We've got to feed 21. We've got to utilize. I really thought we'd see Pollard a lot more at the backfield. They're holding him back for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
But now there's
going to be the time.
You can't. Because here's another hot take I had, and I said it on Twitter. Le'Veon Bell's out there. I bring in all 3 of them. Like, I think you bring in Le'Veon Bell for the right price, and you just run the damn football. We saw what the Browns just did to us with it. You give them Zeke, you give them Pollard, you give them Bell, and you rotate through the rest of the season, and you ride your running backs. I don't see why not.
You run a dual backfield with Bell and Zeke. People are probably saying, "Oh, these guys are playing Madden." No,
right?
It can work.
It can work. It can work,
and you have the weapons on the outside to have defenses be worried if that running game starts going to back off a little bit, getting more men out the box. So it could work.
Because what happens when you play a dual running back system? Let's go back to running with Pollard and Zeke. You get the thunder and you get the lightning. We're expecting a dive to come off tackle or Zeke to come straight at you. That's where Pollard can run the outside stretch plays. He can run the sweep plays. And so it's hitting you from all different angles, man. And as a defensive player, it wears you down. It wears you down, getting cracked in the mouth their entire game. It's just those body blows till you're huffing and puffing, and all of a sudden, damn it, there goes CeeDee Lamb up the sideline. So,
and the most important thing to add to that is you don't become one-dimensional.
Right.
And defenses hate when the offense is more than one-dimensional because you can do whatever you want to them.
Right.
Running and throwing, they don't know what's coming.
Right, because even you go back to the whole Jimmy Johnson, we know we're going to do it. We're going to run it right at you, and we're going to punch you right in the mouth. And like I said, it establishes an attitude.
That's it, man.
It says, I don't know much about college, but I agree with you, Tuck, but some analysis love him. They're saying he's the best prospect since Andrew Luck. Yeah, I think it's because he's winning at Clemson. But like I said, I've seen other quarterbacks that look just as great. I mean, we saw what happened with Joe Burrow. We see what Herbert's doing right now in the Chargers. So it's like, yeah, man. So it's like there's other quarterbacks out there. He's just the name. He's just a name.
Right. You just don't know. You
You
just don't
just don't
know.
know. If
Happening
there's
in the
any,
NFL, it's a completely different game.
yeah, if there was any guy that I could say you should tank for and he's going to have instant impact, it was Chase Young last year. Like Washington got it right.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
no matter what, as soon as he put the guy on the football field, instant impact, and that's when you get it right. With some of these
He could play at
quarterbacks,
any level. He could play at any level.
any level. Those type of guys, man, you just got to take. But sometimes with quarterbacks, you just don't know, and then you also got to be worried about their leadership as well.
Exactly.
I think we need to go get a tackle. Yeah, Carlito, bro, I agree with you. Here's my concern. It'll probably come closer to when we get to the trade deadline and see if the Cowboys make any move. But it kind of also depends on how the season is going. If the season isn't going anywhere, I don't think the Cowboys are going to give up any draft capital for that.
No way.
I think, hey, if we win, this week, we also win next week, and then we, roll the next game. All right, maybe they're like, okay, we got some momentum. We can actually go somewhere this season. Let's bring in an offensive tackle, especially your right tackle, for the right price, of course. So we know, Jerry and Steven love cheap, and then that way they'll actually make a move. But at this point, I don't see them making that move. I would hate to see Zach Martin at swing tackle for a majority of the season. Honestly, and shouts out to my guy Nix. We said this 100 times, man. I would move Connor Williams to right tackle and plug Connor McGovern back into left guard, and do that. And then I'm not sure does anybody know how long Joe Looney is actually out?
No, I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything about update on his injury.
So if Joe Looney's going to possibly come back sometime, then maybe plug him in at left guard and swing Connor Williams out to right tackle as well. So there's some options there depending on.
Yeah, I like that move, moving Connor Williams to tackle, because he's just getting overpowered by these defensive tackles.
Yes, and it goes back to it. The fans sitting at home. I mean, we watched some college football. We saw Connor Williams play right tackle in Texas, but for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys draft him. Then you're going to force him to be a guard.
And they knew he was weak. Right.
Though. Well, he'll get stronger playing with his old.
Yeah, he'll get stronger after the first year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Give him some steroids or something. Hey, Chuck, was that Mike McCarthy that had Matt Flynn, and Matt Flynn got a new contract? Yeah, man, because remember, Aaron Rodgers went down, and Matt Flynn
came back
us.
And beat us.
He cooked us, man. Yeah.
We were up we were up for 20-something points. He came back and cooked us.
Yeah, man. I remember that game because we were up, and I was like, oh, we got this game. So I told my wife we can go out and grab something to eat. And I come back and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? Matt Flynn's out there cooking. So
Matt Flynn game.
Mike McCarthy has worked miracles before. I mean, because Aaron Rodgers has been down numerous times. So hopefully,
dude, I'm glad somebody brought that up, because that's what Mike McCarthy is. He's a quarterback guru, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what he's done in the past.
Right.
So, hey,
yeah, sprinkle some of your guru dust, man, on Andy Dalton. Let's get this thing figured out and get it rolling. Running three back set a couple of times a game. Yeah, man, I agree. Like I said, run the ball. Give them different looks. Run the jet sweep with CeeDee Lamb, Cedric Wilson. You see he can throw the ball, so run a wildcat. Bring it all out, because right now we can't sit back and be boring. Like, we got to really bring out all the weapons that we have left and really get this thing rolling, because if we sit back and we're just going to run Zeke on a dive, they're going to stack the box. The very first play against the Cardinals, that box is going to be stacked. You're going to see Isaiah Simmons down there. You're going to see those linebackers stacking that box. And so what's going to have to happen is there's going to have to be some creativity, but make sure that you commit to the run game, but you don't get out of it. If we get stopped on 1st and 10 and it's 2nd and 8, we get stopped again, they'll be like, oh, well, they're stopping the run. Let's start airing out. No. Continue to run, and eventually we'll break through.
Cannot get in 3rd and longs with Andy Dalton and his offensive line. Cannot get in 3rd and longs. We've got to continue to get short yardage situations and run the ball.
Right, exactly. Because if he's just dropping back, doing 7-step drops,
it's over, man.
It'll be
season's over, man. Season's over.
Dead meat, man.
Season's over, man.
So yeah, man, I don't want to keep you guys all night, man. So John, go ahead and give me your prediction for Monday night's game.
Oh boy. Let's go Cowboys 28, Cardinals 24. Cowboys take care of business at home, man. We run the ball, we play balanced offense, we protect the defense, we clean up stuff on special teams, and Zeke makes some big plays in the game.
I gotcha.
Cowboys win it.
So here's where I'm struggling, Cowboys fam, and please don't roast me and please don't unfollow me and unsubscribe, man. I'm struggling. Do I keep it real? Do I keep it real really what my gut is telling me?
Only real stuff.
Or do I go fully Michael Irvin and just say Cowboys are going to win this game?
No, keep it real. We keep it real.
So last night on the Starboys podcast, they made me do a prediction. And what I said, I have the Arizona Cardinals 34, the Cowboys 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's where that's where here's the crazy part about it. We played Seattle, we played Cleveland. There was never any game where I felt like, oh, the Cowboys are going to lose this game. This is the one. Like I feel
This
like
is your game.
I just don't see how it's going to happen unless it's a miracle. And like I said, I might go on my Sunday morning show and say I got the Cowboys winning, but my bet stub's going to say otherwise, man. So it's going to like I just don't see it happening. Not with this defense. For the Cowboys to want me to become optimistic and become more positive with this season and start having a better outlook, I need to see the defense actually show up.
Yeah, I might be wrong here, but I'm not scared of the Cardinals. That's why I'm not.
It's not the Cardinals, bro. I'm scared of every offense. It's like
I know, man. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I just think we're gonna grow. I think we're gonna grow in progress as the season goes, and we're gonna get better. Just with going on the sidelines of defense, but I'm confident in becoming balanced again.
Right.
I'm confident in being a balanced offense again, and I believe it's gonna protect our defense. So I'm saying 28-24, but hey, it could get ugly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
My brother got 34-10 Cardinals.
Oh my God, get him.
I'm seeing 36-27 Cardinals. Gallup Zeke about to eat 31-24 Cowboys. There you go. Yeah, like I said, man, because like last week, that was the game, and that's kind of like, the momentum game. It was like, all right, the defense is going to show up, at least, shut down the Giants a little bit. And I can say, okay, maybe we're not as bad as I think we are. But no, man, every play, we were just getting cooked left and right at every turn of the game. So it's
we slowed down Freeman, right? We slowed him down. People thought he would have a huge game against us, but we did give up what was that receiver, Slayton?
Yeah, Slayton.
The Giants, we give what, 100 something yards.
Gave 100 to him. Ebron had a good, decent game. And like
Evans, you mean the tight end?
Yeah, Evans. That's right. Evans, yeah, Evans. So that's the thing. It's like I wanted to see something I could really say, okay. And like I said, guys, the one positive that I had about our defense, he just tore his ACL and went down. Like before Dak went hurt, that was already a gut punch to me. When I saw Tristan Hill get carted off, I'm like, damn, well, that's the only bright spot we had on defense, and there he goes getting carted off.
And we're bad at that position, Jay.
We are bad, y'all. I don't think y'all understand how bad Dontarius Poe is right now. Like I don't think people understand. He's getting
thrown around like a rag doll, man.
And it's bad. And I'm saying, but I don't know what we can do. We should
have gone and gotten snacks. But the Cowboys, again, being cocky, the front office is being stubborn. They don't want to go get these guys. Snacks wanted to play for us.
Right.
But Seattle's got him on his practice squad. I don't know how that works, if he can sign him off, but he would have been the perfect signing.
Perfect signing. Perfect guy could have brought up the practice squad, plugged him in there, and at least give an extra body. You can never be out of his extra big bodies, especially on your defensive line, especially the scheme that Mike Nolan is trying to play. But right now, y'all, Dontarius Poe is not the answer. Everson Griffin, not the answer. And so that D-line is going to have a big gapping hole with it if something doesn't change immediately.
If Gallimore can't step up and play for us, man, right away, it's going to be problematic, man. That's a big worrisome position because teams are going to be able to run right up the gut on us, man.
Right. And if we can't stop the run, then the pass is already hurting, especially with Hopkins and those guys.
It's over, man.
You also got to worry about Larry Fitzgerald still out there and Kirk.
Yes.
And it's just man, it's just I just don't see it happen. I hope the Cowboys come in and they show out and it's a whole new different team. But as of right now, I just don't see it, guys. We need that big double team like DT. Yeah, that was supposed to have been Poe, but that's not the case. This defense is rough. Dalton, the wide receivers, haven't had the practice time like Dak had. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to take the offense time to really gel. So we really can't come out expecting Andy Dalton to put up 35 to 40 points on Monday night with not the type of chemistry that he's had with his team.
We're definitely going to have to create some turnovers on defense. Like you said, they can put up that many points on us. You're right. They can. But I'm optimistic, man. I'm holding out hope on this defense that they're getting better.
Right. And he said, Carlito said, I just can't trust this O-line. I think the defense is going to get better and better every week, but these coaches are being real stubborn when it comes to the O-line. Yeah, I think these coaching staff has been stubborn with a lot of decision-making, to be honest with you. And that's something we also got to take into consideration as well, because our coaching decisions haven't been the best. We already mentioned the special teams. We also mentioned the personnel A lot of questionable decisions when it comes to this Mike McCarthy coaching staff, which honestly, I thought this summer we were going to get rid of that. I thought that's going to be something of the past. But man, there's a lot of questionable decisions out there.
Stephen Jones and Wilma, this front office is just getting on my nerves, man. I mean, the guy that ended Dak's season, what, Logan Ryan, right?
Yeah.
How many?
Logan Ryan.
That guy
hours
right
on the
away.
Stargang show. Logan Ryan's available. I'll go get Logan Ryan. I'll go get Ron Leary. It's just right there in front of our face.
Guys are so stubborn. And
they're not making.
I don't know what it is.
And the one move they do make by bringing Brandon Carr, okay, now we have some veterans in the secondary. They cut him. So it's like, all right, man. So it's like I give up, man. I give up with the Jerry.
Jay, have we gone off the Earl? Have we gone off the Earl train now? Are we off, man?
Yeah, man. I said on Twitter, man. Today I finally unfollowed Earl Thomas on Instagram and also on Twitter, man. I give up, bro. He's just out hanging out, living his best life. So I give up. Best, to Earl Thomas. But that ain't happening, man.
Yeah, man, I don't see it happening now.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes this much of embarrassment as far as your defense,
right? How much worse can they get?
Right, exactly, man. They rather plug in number 40, man. But yeah, John, man, go ahead and let everybody know once again where they can find you at. Like I said, guys, this is my bro, man. He's family. So go ahead and let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on SoFLO Cowboys on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm usually with my wife.
Yeah, he's missing his better half tonight.
I rode solo tonight, man. I had to calm my boy down a little bit. He was angry and stuff. I just wanted to get on with him and chit chat. But yeah, you guys can follow me on SoFLO Cowboys, and we love talking Cowboys football. Check us out.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I'm calm, guys. I'm much better. Like I said, I appreciate you, CFO gang, man. Y'all was riding with me. Everybody on Twitter, y'all have my back, man. Because we had some trolls, man. Because I posted my video, man. Yeah. But you guys were riding with me. Y'all show your support, man. I'm always going to voice my opinion. And I felt like, I need to speak up for Dak. And I got this show, and I love Dak Prescott. He's a great quarterback. And if I don't say it, man, it's just not right. So, so you guys watching the show for the first time, you guys know the drill. Cowboys fans only on YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell, man. I got a lot of big shows, man. Friday night, guys, we're gonna have a fun one. So Friday night, 7:00. I got the madman himself, Mike Tagman from Twitter, man. We're going to go crazy, man. We're going to have a fun Friday night, man. So it's definitely going to be a hype show. And then, like I said, guys, we're just bringing out more content. I'm going to keep this thing rolling, man, because to be honest with you, it's hard to do. It's hard to do when your Cowboys aren't playing well to want to come on a microphone and talk. But I'm going to be a man. I'm going to face the camera, turn on the mic, and I'm going to say my piece, man. I'm going to deal with everything that comes for me. So CowboysFansOnly.com to get your CFO merchandise, man. Shouts out to everyone who's been buying the gear, man. Like I said, we're in the lab working on some new stuff. I'll probably roll out here in 2 weeks or so. And then also follow me on Twitter at JTuck151, man. So I appreciate you guys joining in. Like I always say, man, stay safe, stay blessed, stay courage. It's your boy J Tuck. Cowboys up, man. We're going to get this ball rolling. And hopefully I'm wrong and we get the win on Monday night. But like I said, Friday night, guys, Friday night CFO game. We'll be back with Mike Tag, man. It's going to be a fun game, so you definitely don't want to miss it. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in.